G'day everyone, welcome to another video by myself, Andrew DFT. And in today's video I'm going to give you a very simple yet effective tutorial on how I go about making my templates for my props. Now keep in mind this is just one example. This will be for a Mass Effect Shuriken, so it's a rather small pistol, but this exact process applies for all my larger props and pretty much all the props and costumes I've done since the beginning of my career here. It's just been the same process, just kept on changing a few things, tweaking a few things, but pretty much using the same software as well. I use very old school software because it works and it's effective. I find a lot of the newer softwares that come out tend to change a few things that I like to kind of personally have in my arsenal. But otherwise, let's jump in. So to get started, you're going to go ahead and Google search with a large image on the design of choice that you're trying to get. Of course, you're going to be looking for a side image. Preferably ones like the in-game model screenshots work relatively well, but like this image here, unfortunately it doesn't scale up to large enough. It's a bit blurry. So back to the search, you want to look for something that has really good lighting and you can see all the detail. This picture here is perfect, so we'll go ahead, copy the image, and we'll paste it into our software of choice. I'm using Macromedia Flash. It's a very old school software, but it works extremely well for what we're trying to do. What I usually start with is setting a horizontal land line. This is the point where you know all the things on the horizontal line will be equal, so that way you can also work at a 90-degree vertical line for all your guide points. I then slowly work around, applying in all the detail and add in the main shape of the gun first, using just general lines, vector lines to go through and make sure you can do this. Now I'll put a bunch of different titles and types of software that I know can do this relatively well at the bottom of the screen now. All those lines, all those lists, they're all perfect and I know can do this job. Some of them are paid for, some of them are free. It all depends on whether you want to expend the money for the software as well. But the whole idea is you want to have a software that can do this part here, being able to bend lines and keep them nice and vector. Vector means there's no pixelation, it all stays 100% smooth and hard and crisp, so you don't have any issues with scaling. Once you've got the whole general gun lined out, you can then import it into another software, something that'll allow you to scale to size. I use A4 paper, of course, for all my PDFs and templates, so I use Photoshop to allow me to scale it to the actual page and position the gun where needed. Then once I think I've got it sorted, I go ahead and print it off. Of course, it might not be correct 100% the first time, but that's why you then take it and apply a prop gun. I use BB guns as a reference for my mock-ups, because if I can hold the BB gun's handle, the representation on the actual paper should be a good one indeed. So ideally, if the handle is the same size or smaller than the actual template, then you won't have any issue in holding the actual gun when you make it. So that's it. Hopefully you guys managed to follow along. Now remember, like I mentioned, this is only a tutorial for a simple gun. Of course, where we've got this that luckily was able to fit in one sheet of A4 paper, doing something a bit larger like an auto rifle, which of course spans more than one A4 sheet, all you'll need to do is actually fit it so that it slowly sits across multiple sheets. So that way when you apply it on the computer, you add all the different segments to the individual sheets, so when you print it off, it assembles a full gun, much like you see in my PDFs. But hopefully you now have the gist of it and can go ahead and get started. Remember, a lot of the software is free, some of it's paid. It depends on what you want to source and what you want to use and what kind of extra content you want out of it. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video and that it was somewhat informative. Thank you for watching. Catch you later.